It's day 4 of designing an Animal Crossing island in just 30 days using only DIYs. Yesterday, we built our first bridge, began the process of moving in 3 new villagers, and increased the difficulty on this challenge yet again.
It's the 30-day DIY island.
It is day 4. It looks like we are welcoming in Eric. The customization workshop is available, and this might be a little ambitious for day 4, but today I'm hoping to maybe place down the campsite, which means we might need to skip a couple days. Because I would also love to get our first campsite villager. I want to know who that is. Now, like I said, a bit ambitious because we have a good amount of people who still need to move in. We finished these plots, and I have a feeling it's going to be kind of a one at a time ordeal. So I'm considering kind of blazing through each day until we get the ability to place down the campsite. Because that's going to be huge. Also, we got to talk to Red. We got to meet Red for the first time and get our first piece of art. There's a lot going on. So trying to rush the early game, again, a bit ambitious. But listen, it's day 4, and I've done nothing to make any progress at all towards designing an entire island. We need to get 5 stars by the end of this challenge, and I'm starting to worry a little bit. You know, I need to start playing more regularly. And by that, I mean playing irregularly, because I'm not going to play as intended. I'm gonna have to time skip like mad to get this done. But that doesn't mean I won't allow for some distractions. You see, I've been kind of annoyed by the mascot we created last time, because I just don't like the way the mouth looks is kind of goofy to me. And so I wanted to see if I can kind of fix this up a little bit. And I don't exactly know how I'm gonna do this, but it's just too strange looking. So, you know, stand by. I decided that giving him a smaller mouth makes him look actually significantly more annoyed. I'm also making the eyes white now, and then I'm gonna put little pupils. Oh gosh. Now it's a bit surprised, which that's not what I'm going for. This would be our mascot rolling his eyes, and honestly, I don't hate it. I've also added a nose and some eyebrows, which I think gives it way more personality. Just move it down a little bit. Perfect. Okay, so going forward, this will be the Gee-Whiz mascot. I would say in shirt form, he still looks a little bit happy, but not as much. Kind of looks like he's looking up at me, like, you know, hey, you gonna finish that? Almost as if, you know, he's hungry, I need to feed him. Anyway, let's go introduce ourselves to Eric. He took our advice, moved here as quick as he could. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I cannot believe we already got 1 of 3 top 50 villagers. This is amazing. I've been giving it a lot of thought, having, you know, 1 of the villagers we need for that goal. I can do one of 2 things. I can try and grind away at Nook Miles, maybe off camera or whatever, just to get enough to get a bunch of tickets to hunt for villagers endlessly until I get 3 top 50 villagers. Or I could go ahead and simply let every plot autofill, hope that some of those are top 50, but as we kind of proceed with the challenge, villagers who want to leave, that is when we'll kind of spend the points to do, you know, a bunch of hunting for certain villagers. Now, the reason I'm thinking about doing it this way is because that will give me time to kind of let my points accumulate. As you know, in the early game, there's a lot of other really important things to spend your points on, and then eventually you kind of start adding them up because you bought your pocket expansion, you bought all the hairstyles, and all that stuff. I'm probably going to prioritize certain things. There's certain things I need, certain things I don't, but that is where I'm at right now. All I'm saying is don't be surprised if I load up the beaches with different housing plots, and I do little to no hunting for each and every one. And just play our luck, because we could easily get, it's the top 50, you know, it's not impossible. We could easily get 2 more top 50 villagers out of all the different plots we're going to have to fill. What is it, like 7? Like, there's a good amount of opportunity there. Just found a recipe for a wooden table. Nice, very, you know, simple recipe, but one that I think we'll be making really good use out of. Very simple items like that on a DIY-only island are probably going to come into play frequently. Today's ×2 Nook Miles tasks aren't too terribly bad, so I'm probably going to do all of these before we skip to the next day. It'll just be good to like start building up those points. It's our first shark. What's it going to be? It's a sunfish. I just shot a balloon out of the air, and I got 5 iron nuggets, which is great. But as you can see, I'm kind of juggling inventory right now. So before I try and do these Nook Miles goals, maybe we should buy ourselves a bit of an upgrade. That upgrade is going to cost us 5,000 miles, which we are just short of. So it's time to do one of my least favorite activities in the game. And that did push us over 5,000 points. I think we have, oh, nope, that's it. Great. Let's go upgrade our pockets. Finally. It's going to make it so much easier. Ooh, got my first gold nugget from hitting this rock. Oh, fantastic. And I'm learning a new DIY. Now, I'm not bringing back gold core or anything like that. I did do a gold core island once. I'll let you just go look that up on your own. But it is exciting to get gold nuggets. I can see maybe doing, you know, an homage to gold core somewhere. Maybe we do like a little gold core corner. Gold core corner. That's hard to say, so probably won't do that. Ooh, we're getting our first crafting recipe from a villager. Paula is crafting something. What is it? Dark wooden mosaic wall. Oh my gosh, really? That's so cool. I just decorated my house to look like a total nightmare, and now I have like a legit wall that I can use in my house. We'll worry about that later though. Right now I need to wrap up these dailies. This is fish number 3 out of 5. And again, brand new, which is great. So I'm going to get all the fish caught. I'm going to talk to Harv. I'm going to, you know, get the museum going. By that, I mean donate everything that I catch that's new to the museum. And that's just a few things today, not a ton of stuff. We need to sell our excess junk, including all the shells that we found and all the things that I just bought from Nooks, because I'm still trying to get the store upgraded. I'll talk to Harvey, get him to invite me to his island, and I'll take Tom Nook's DIY workshop. I think I'll make the wardrobe green. I'll probably actually get use out of the wardrobe. It may become part of my my first actual interior build. So I think I'm going to go with like a green theme with my furniture, and I think that'll look nice. Also, having 48 customization kits to start off with is fantastic. Let's not forget we also need to buy our first piece of art. All of the art is real on the first trip, so it's just kind of take your pick. I like to pick one that is kind of hard to like find consistently, and I think this one, you guys might disagree, this one I always struggle to find an authentic version of, so I'm going to go ahead and buy the scenic painting. And that was just one day down. Now I got a time skip to the next one. And it looks like Bertha's moving in today. I once again have some pretty easy Nook Miles goals, so I may do all of these. But honestly, I am kind of like feeling in a rush today. Oh, Gulliver's here too. I should probably do that as well. I want to just kind of focus on getting the money tree and getting ourselves, you know, just the very bare minimum daily things done. Getting the points out of, you know, the Nook stop, maybe buying a song, like just the stuff that you'd really want to do every day if you're trying to collect all that stuff, and then move on. But I just keep getting so tempted to like play each day to its fullest, which is making this take way, way longer than it needs to. Just like me trying to find my shovel. It doesn't need to take that long to find a shovel. Just open your inventory and get it. I would love to buy the tool wheel. I think I have enough points, so I don't know. Maybe I'll do that today too. Let's go say hi to Bertha. She's unpacking, but you know, things look good. Things look good. Eric is out and about, which is great to see. My new favorite villager. I overslept a little today, but that's cool. It gave the bugs in my house some extra quiet time. Ugh, God, I forgot about lazies and their obsession with bugs. That's the one thing that, you know, I get on with lazies pretty well, but the one thing we will never have in common is their obsession with bugs. I hate bugs. Bugs are gross. If I find a bug in my house, I immediately move. Other than that, lazies are okay. Stinky's going to teach me how to make a dog house, which, believe it or not, I think this is a recipe that I find really difficult to get. I only ever got it on my Forever Island, and then all the islands I've started since, I never get this crafting recipe. So I'm actually really, really excited to have this one because I think we can make a cool build with it. I am going to help Gulliver. I'm also going to pick up some shells and weeds along the way because there's a couple of different point goals for selling those. Learned how to make a butter churn thanks to the recipe on the beach. Another fantastic item. If I wanted to make like a rustic looking farm, the butter churn is great. There's also a lot of really cool items in the Nook Stop that you can get that are kind of like great for a farm. And of course, we won't be getting to use a lot of them because I have to craft it myself. So I was buying out Nooks for the day and I noticed something sitting on the shelf that we really should talk about for just a moment. And that is this book here. Now, I got a comment somewhat recently asking, what are you going to do if you want to create like a bookshelf, but it requires building materials like the book that you have to buy from Nooks? And so my options are to A, just not make bookshelves and stacks of books, or B, only use these as a crafting material. I think I'm going to go with B. And I'm doing that because I think it's going to limit me quite a bit. Like I'm already so limited on like builds and designs for this island. So I am going to go ahead and buy a handful of these, squirrel them away for a rainy day. But the one thing I cannot do is decorate with them. I can't place them around the island. If I make like a little book reading area, no open books sitting on the tables allowed. Does that make sense? If enough people disagree with this turn of events, I'll just sell the books back. But I think this is within bounds, okay? They are a crafting material. Just like I had to buy a diving suit just so I could like actually dive and do that part of the game, I did that too. So a few exceptions do have to be made in order to carry this out. But I really like those recipes a lot, and I'll be missing out on 3 or 4 really good recipes if I don't buy them. I'm also buying some customization kits, and I wanted to just share that as a pro tip, by the way. If you ever get a Nook Miles goal that's like, hey, spend X amount of money, but you're way into the game by that point, and you're like, I don't have anything I want to buy, just stock up on some customization kits, because there's a lot of times where it's like spend 5,000 bells, you get 2 5-packs of customization kits, and you're done. So I've now started to make that kind of a regular habit for me, going around and just buying out customization kits every day, because it'll take care of that Nook Miles goal, and once we get to building, we'll be really, really glad we just kind of slowly stocked up on them over time. I also like to use them every day to kind of repair my tools. I did finally find the money rock. I've planted the money tree. We've taken care of our fossils. And I've just finished my diving task, which means all of these Nook Miles Plus tasks for the day are complete. We're back up to 5,000 points. Let's visit the Nook stop for today. That's number 6. While we're here, I'm also going to buy the tool ring because I use it all the time and it's so frustrating not to have. Eric's giving me a present. It's a shell lamp. Oh man. I think a shell lamp is a craftable item, but I didn't make it myself, so I'm gonna have to sell it. All right, we've helped out Gulliver. That means it's time for another time skip. Wendy's moving in, our final villager we were waiting for. Hopefully she brought Frosties. And Tom Nook is announcing that Resident Services is relocating into its building, which is really, really good, because that means we're gonna be able to skip ahead, and that means tomorrow it'll be closed, and then the next day we can get the campsite from Tom Nook. So yeah, let's rush this day. I don't even care what our Nook Miles tasks are. I'm just focused on the money rock and the money tree, and then my points as well. Berth is giving me an incense burner. I will also be selling that. By the way, whenever I say I'm worried about my points, I'm really referring to Nook Miles, and in this case, getting them from the Nook stop. Sahara's here, and I'm really, really glad that I don't need to worry about that at all, because I can't use any of the fancy wallpapers or floors that are being sold there. So, not my problem. Finally got our money rock. I lied, I'm also looking for fossils too. And the DIYs. You know, the tea table's actually a great item. I'm not mad about that at all. I did finally find the money tree though, and I got my daily Nook Miles. Cardboard boxes are just kind of like the books. I'm also going to be keeping those just as crafting materials. I will not be decorating with just plain old cardboard boxes. I think you just gave me this street lamp. I can't believe it. I've never gotten a street lamp before. The reason this is so cool is because those items cost miles, and a lot of them. They're not cheap. So I'm not using it, and I'm gonna sell it immediately, but I just thought that was kind of cool. I've finished all of my tasks before time skipping to the next day, but I am just gonna say hello to Wendy real quick. Not seeing any ice cream of any kind in here, so that's a little disappointing. Resident Services is indeed behind a tent today. That gives us one less thing to worry about. I am just gonna focus on fossils, money rock, and money tree today. I guess I should also buy for Mabel. I just want to make sure that we're working towards getting Able Sisters as well. Other than the little daily tasks and money and things like that, the big benefit to time skipping one day at a time, right now at least, is that we get pretty much almost guaranteed 2 new crafting recipes every day. I say almost guaranteed because we just hardly have any crafting recipes right now. So most likely anything we find is new. And yeah, so it's just kind of nice to get more of that stuff. I gotta buy, I think you have to spend a certain amount of money, so I'm just in case, I'm gonna buy this stuff and immediately sell it back to Nooks. Another present, this time from Wendy. It's an outdoor bench. I hope it's worth some good cash, because I can't keep it. Our peach trees and coconut trees have grown in today, which is awesome to see. I'm not really gonna worry about those. I wanted to make like a fruit farm earlier in the series. I think like maybe even episode 1 I was thinking about it, but that just did not happen. And right now, my focus is just getting this big, like, story stuff out of the way. So good to have that stuff. Not going to worry too much yet about optimizing it for, bells. There's our money rock for the day. Now we'll plant our money tree for the day. I'm guessing you noticed I haven't paid off my my big home loan yet as well. And I just wanted to explain why that is, because I do have enough to pay it off. The thing is, and obviously today the resident service is under a tent, but the reason I didn't pay it off sooner was because I would like to buy turnips this Sunday. I don't know if you know this, if you're a new player, but the first time you buy turnips, I think you're guaranteed a small spike. So that basically means we can't lose. Kind of like I just lost my shovel. Today's beach DIY is the cardboard chair. This is why we're saving those boxes. Now, if I want to put down something that kind of looks like a mess, like a messy cardboard box, I have that chair. I have at least 2 days worth of fossils here to turn in, so let's go ahead and do that. Eric is crafting the shell fountain, which is a really nice item. And with that out of the way, I think we can skip to the next day where, hopefully, we actually get the campsite. There it is in all its glory. The resident services building. Mabel's back as well, which is great. We might be placing down Abel's sisters. It's kind of hard to remember because everything is such a blur. Isabel has entered the chat. First things first, checking in with Mabel. It does indeed look like it's time to place down the Able Sisters shop, which is awesome. Now, of course, we're not really going to be using the shop, but I want all the things, obviously, so it'll be fun to decorate around it in the future. But yeah, we're just basically going to place down a store that is going to get no business and will probably shut down maybe, I don't know, give it like 2 or 3 weeks before they blow through all their savings. Here we go. I'm getting the recipe now for crafting the campsite. I did forget this was something I had to craft myself, so I'll probably need to go on a supply run as well. Let's get our points. What's cool is after you build resident services, even if you haven't been getting your points every day, it apologizes that you couldn't get them the previous day and then puts you up to like the max. So it's 7+ days tomorrow, even if we haven't been getting the points, which is great. Now, I'm going to go ahead and buy my daily song that I wasn't able to do yesterday. I haven't checked my mailbox in several days, by the way, so I have like a bunch of songs and stuff. The art we bought, everything's just kind of sitting in there. We really have been rushing this despite how much I try and get done every single day. Daisy May was hiding right behind my house. I have some room in my inventory, but I'll probably want some more. Let's go ahead. Let's buy our first batch of turnips. We'll need to keep track of how much these cost because I've skipped so many days at this point. I'm probably not going to, do any more until our next literal real life day. So I will just need to kind of write this down for myself. But basically, all I'm trying to do is calculate profits. As I said, this first batch of turnips is basically a slam dunk. You're pretty much guaranteed a profit. I just want to make sure I sell on the correct day and at the correct time. There's 2 times every day that the prices change. So as we're time skipping around, we really need to just remain aware of that too. So they're 93 bells each. I'm going to go ahead and buy 1,000 of them, which is 93,000 bells, most of my money. But with a little bit left over, obviously, which is probably a pretty comfortable place to be, especially for your first batch of turnips. Wooden field sign from Stinky. This is also a really cool item. If it's the one I'm thinking of, it also looks pretty good in like a farm kind of setting. We'll definitely need to make a farm at some point. Getting crops is going to be interesting. I've been thinking about this a little bit. When it comes to getting flowers and, different crops and things like that, it feels wrong in this particular challenge to just buy the seedlings from like Leaf or the Nooks. So I have kind of another plan. We need to unlock Captain. That's all we need to do, because Captain will sometimes bring us to islands that have, wheat and tomatoes and things like that. So that is how I'm going to get crops and flowers and shrubs and trees. I'm going to steal them from islands that we visit. I have a duplicate recipe here, the shell fountain, which I've already learned. Today's hot item is a barrel. I'm going to go ahead and craft that because that is a ×5 bonus for Nook Miles today. And of course, with my supply run done, I'm also going to be crafting up the campsite. So we're going to plop Able Sisters down right here, just like that, trying to leave as much room on this beach as I can for another house or 2 next to it. Maybe 3 or 4. And then I'm going to put the campsite up on the peninsula. I'm putting it here because I have a feeling I might actually keep it here. This might be the permanent home for the campsite. I never really do a whole lot of interesting things with the peninsula, and I've always really admired a peninsula campsite. I think they look really, really cool. Now, I could change my mind in the future, but right now, I think this will be a good idea. This is actually smaller than I thought it would be. So let me, the peninsula, I mean. Too close. Well, shoot. I thought this would fit. I was so excited. Like, I'm like, oh, I know exactly what I'm going to do with my peninsula this time around. All right, well, I guess I'll just put it on the beach somewhere for now. All right, so I've gone ahead and just put it next to the dock for now, and I forgot that there's a day for the campsite to actually get built, and then I think the day after is when a campsite villager appears. I gotta be honest, the idea of playing 2 more days sounds kind of miserable to me. I have been time skipping so much, and as you've seen, I've been trying to get the most out of every single day that I possibly can. But I gotta tell you, I'm tired. Like, it's been hours of doing this for me. So I don't know. I might skip 2 days, but that would kill my Nook Miles bonus, my daily login bonus for Animal Crossing. I do feel like crying, Eric. No, this is perfect. Thank you. This is the exact emotion I was trying to convey just now. This is why Eric and I are best friends. That's exactly why. Eric knows me so well. I did manage to find a money tree, which does feel good. We're also going to lose that if I skip ahead 2 days. Well, at least I have this to look forward to. That's quite a few points there. And I also got one by accident from chopping trees. But yeah, these now are not my concern. I am going to go ahead and skip 2 whole days after I collect the points I forgot in here. Now, the idea behind skipping these 2 days is that the campsite should not only be built, but we should have our first campsite villager. The Able Sisters is now open, but I'm hoping that didn't get in the way of the campsite being built. Also, did you know Gee has its own new campsite? The campsite's a place for new visitors to experience the beauty of the island. Okay. I'm sure we get plenty of visitors. Are you saying we don't have one? She didn't say we have one, so oh no. Looks like Lottie is here, but you know, this will be the last time we ever see her. If you tell Tom Nook and Lottie that you're not sure you want to design vacation homes, by the way, they just kind of twist your arm until, yeah, you basically have to say yes either way. It's so unfair. Like, no, you'll never see me again. I'm not working for you. You can't force employment upon me, okay? I came here to retire. As promised, we do have Able Sisters. There's going to be fossils. There's going to be all kinds of stuff. The campsite is here. I have to skip another day. I'm so crushed and defeated right now. I was really hoping this was it and we'd finally get to see who our first campsite villager is. But alas, I have to skip another day, which is painful. It's painful at this point. There it is, our first campsite visitor. But there's something else we need to deal with first, believe it or not. You see, while I was waiting around in loading screens, I realized that I made a huge blunder. I forgot that we bought turnips. So I've been just skipping days willy-nilly. And there is that chance that my guaranteed small spike was now wasted. I don't know. I honestly don't know. What day is it? It is Wednesday. That's terrifying. That is way further into the future than I wanted to be. When it came to my first order of turnips. Hopefully, the price is just amazing and we'll just sell it right now, but we've not been tracking it. I don't know if it's going to be the best price. As long as it's a profit at this point, I'm fine. Let's see what the damage is. 105. Okay, that's not huge. I paid 93 per turnip, so it might be about to spike. I'm going to go ahead and take the risk, even though I've already risked a lot. And all we need to do is wait like 4 minutes. I deliberately changed the time on the Switch during the last round of time skipping, and I did it so that the time would roll over to 12 in the afternoon. And once it hits 12, the price is going to change. 112. Not going to lie, a little a little disappointing. I threw all the information I have into Turnip Profit, and it is saying that there's still a chance here. This is Thursday, saying that anywhere between 125 and 219 is going to be our potential maximum and minimum. And it basically stays that way throughout the rest of the week. If we wait until the weekend, at least in Animal Crossing time, then we lose. So I think I'm going to take the risk and hold onto my turnips for one more day. Let's go ahead and see who our very first campsite villager is. I am looking forward to this big time. Are we going to get another top 50 villager? It is Kid, who, believe it or not, is not in the top 50. 87. really, really high up there in the rankings, but not a top 50 villager. Now, we have to invite Kid no matter what. I would say for a first campsite villager, we could have done a lot better, but we could have also done a lot worse, as you guys know. So, you know what? I'll take it. Kid, welcome to G-Wiz. I've placed down Kid's house. And that grind is finally complete. I can't believe that. So, that was easily the longest grind I've had in this entire series so far, and hopefully the last time we'll need to spend that many hours doing one simple thing. So, if the next episode is out, you can click it on screen now. I'm gonna go take the longest nap.